All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. I'm not saying this is the fourth time I've tried to get OBS and Twitch to cooperate, but it is in fact the fourth time. If you missed the stream on Tuesday, or the VOD, I highly recommend you go and watch that first. We finished up the season, played the conference championship game. I have tremendously spoiled it in the top left there. We did not win. We lost to Notre Dame. I think they deserve to win. On balance, what simply killed us is we didn't convert either fourth down attempt. And despite the fact that we stopped their running game dead, they only averaged 2.7 yards a rush. They averaged 9 yards per pass and put 320 passing yards on us because they have the second coming of Joe Montana at quarterback. And then, Romano picked the worst day to have his worst game ever. 7-13 with 3 interceptions. Not the best showing from him. And so the knock-on effect of that loss is Notre Dame takes our spot and they get the bye. So now we have to play in the first round of the playoffs, where we are taking on Boise State, ranked 25th in the country. However, they won the Mountain West, so they get the bid. So far this season, I'm going to be honest, not too impressed with their schedule. They only played one ranked team, number 18 Washington, and they got beaten by 24. And then they went on to beat San Diego State in the Mountain West Championship. So credit to them for avenging that previous loss. But overall, not too impressed with their team. I did a little bit of looking in depth at their team off screen, and they are pretty good defensively against the run, but it looks like the pass they're a little bit weaker. In terms of quarterback, I have decided to keep going with Romano. He is ice cold at the moment. There is no way around it. He had an okay game against Duke. Notre Dame, the first time around, he was fine. No touchdowns, though, which has been but he had a bad game against Florida State, and obviously that against Notre Dame. So I am going to give him a little bit to get back on that. Good news is, if we beat Boise State, then we get Tristan Walden back, who immediately boosts our linebacking room. And if we beat whoever we beat next, we get Richard Joseph back, and our defense is at full strength. I feel like for the first time since week 1, which is quite the happenstance to be at right now. So, my goal today is simple. We are going to play however many playoff games we got, and just go into much of the offseason as we can, which hopefully, we won't get to the offseason for a bit. So, I have already taken care of recruiting. We had 2 players commit last week. Offensive line, 5-star O-line prospect Blaine Browning. We were really the only school in on him. He's definitely going to redshirt, but after 2 development periods, I think he'll be pretty good. And then Tony Edmondson, similar idea. He's going to redshirt and probably turn into a pretty good wide receiver in a couple years. That does leave me with 8 recruits remaining, one of whom, Rohan Snow, I just found looking around with the filters, and he's really only here because his ball carrier vision is a C and his ball security is a B-, which isn't terrible for a recruit. So I'm going to wait a week and see, scout him a bit, see what his numbers are, and then I might offer him. We'll see. Because right now I've only have no running backs that I'm currently looking into. So, all right, so Boise State, the plan of attack. First, we need to work on our passing because gestures at Notre Dame, and try to stop their run game, I think, as is our want. Alrighty. I'm fairly confident we're going to win. We're favored by 25. Boise State hasn't been great. hasn't had a great, you know, strength of schedule here. We are also at home, so I think if we lose this, I will be extremely disappointed. Clemson, we win the toss, we shall defer. And as is our wont, we will open with Thunder Smoke. And they go backwards. We're going to win. 3rd and 14. Oh, I did forget to check if their quarterback can run. Hey, and Jonas Bates fumbled, and Dustin Beatty, who I believe is still complaining about playing time. No, he is no longer complaining. Sweet. Gets the forced fumble and a tackle for a loss earlier. Let me look. Their quarterback is Colin Rowland? Roland? Let's go with Roland. It just sounds better. Can he run? No. That's pretty decisive. Cool. One less thing to worry about. And we shall open with slot outs, something I forgot to do almost every game last stream, and it gets us 15 yards. There we go. We're in business. And then Romano got sacked. Suddenly, we are no longer in business. 3rd and 7. Where's my Y cross? Or Y corner. I think that works. Bergman touchdown pass. What I was gonna say is, I think I'm gonna try to go for a little more run-heavy game compared to Notre Dame. Obviously, that one kind of turned into a shootout, but I think I'm gonna go a bit more run-heavy. Try to burn some clock because I don't want to be in a situation where we're in danger of losing the time of possession battle. Boise State punts. I'm going to turn on shoe clock now that we're winning and get some progression, run the ball a little bit. It looks to be working. Never mind. Tanner Hicks went nowhere. There goes my plan. 42-yard pass. That'll work. And Brock Scales into the end zone. We're good. And also a good development is we finally have a healthy running back room again. Since both Scales and Boykin are back and healthy. I already know I'm going to have to convince Huron to stay, probably offer him money. So him redshirting, I think, is fine. The corner blitz did not work, to be clear. No, they convert on 3rd down. I don't know why I just did contain against the guy that can't run. Sometimes, the sim play button, you go on autopilot. All right, Salvador Price this time around gets a tackle for a loss. I don't know how one of these safeties managed to get back there on a fullback dive, but fair enough. I'm a blitz linebacker. Didn't work. In the slightest. And Trenton Mueller this time around fumbles, and Tristan Walden with the recovery. How is he? Oh, I guess I moved him down to 4. I thought I moved him to 5. Wilkinson, I'm sorry. Cool. All right. And that's 2 turnovers in the first half, or first quarter, rather. I'm happy with that. Looks like we're on our way to a pretty easy win. Knock on wood. End around. Oh, it kind of works that time. I'm going to pass it on 3rd and 2. Cool. Success. We're at the 1. Fullback dive. Luis Boykin this time around gets the touchdown. Is that his first carry of the game? Yes. Yes, it was. Brock Scales was probably mad. But listen, he's had enough touchdowns already. And they go backwards again. We're racking up the tackles for a loss. We already got 4. That'll do. Well, okay, that time the fullback dive did not, in fact, work. And 4th and 12, we punt. Listen, not all of our drives can be winners. 3rd and 5, you know what? I'm going to get a bit ambitious. I'm going to do a free fire blitz. All right, incomplete pass on the slants. That could have been terrible. And they miss a field goal. What was it, 4th and 5? You're down by 21. You don't go for it on 4th and 5? I mean, fair enough. I am going to go a little more pass heavy since we're under 4 minutes. No need. Griffin Cooper, 33-yard touchdown pass. Oh, boy, on the hitch route. All right. Now Boise State gets a 2-minute drill. Dustin Beatty with a sack. Have a day, son. I'm just going to run the clock out, I think. Ooh, never mind. Never mind. Okay, maybe I should have. You know, yeah, that went from good to terrible, but that's the end of the first half, and we get the ball back, so I'm not too worried. Jet sweep didn't work. One of these days I'll learn my lesson and just remove those from the playbook, but not today. Nasir Goodman gets a catch. That's good for him. The redshirt freshman. We're at the 2. Brock Scales touchdown. We're up by 35. Um, I'll keep the starters in for the rest of the third quarter just for snap percentage's sake. But no, I did the cover 2 drop thing again. Okay, good blitz. Bad blitz. An end around for the touchdown. Okay. Jet sweep. Didn't work. One of these days, I'm going to rattle off a big gain on a jet sweep, and it's going to be awesome. But today is not that day. Scales with a reception. He's not getting involved in the passing game that much. Bergman with the 8-yard pass. That'll do. All right, third quarter ends. The backups are in. You know what that means. Jet sweep. Charles Cole gets 14 yards. Chase Day got stopped. Chase Day got stopped again. Let's see. Harrison Sharp, a touchdown pass to Elliott Lloyd over the middle. That'll do. Oi, and Luis McFarland, good on him with the strip sack of Connor Rowland. Returns it for a touchdown. Yep, I think this one is pretty much over. Why am I still being so aggressive on defense, you ask? Because why not? I want another fumble. And they miss another field goal. Wide receiver, quick. How many times have I ran it with the wide receivers? Cole's ran it twice. Lloyd, Cooper, and Ball have each ran it once. Truly, I am a genius. All right, we're just going to run the clock out. I lied. Okay, now we can run the clock out. Maybe not. I keep getting ahead of myself. Now we just get stopped. Hey, Aiden Payton with a 19-yard pass. You know, I understand I should probably take a knee here for sportsmanship's sake. On the other hand, can you really be sportsmanlike against an AI? I ask you. We are going to call a timeout, and we're going to kick a field goal, mainly to get us above 50. And that'll be that. All right, we crushed Boise State 52-7. I wasn't worried coming in. Their pass game did pretty well, to be fair. 9.3 pass yards per attempt ain't bad, but they turned the ball over 3 times. We were much better on third down, rather. Good day. Romano bounce back game, which is great. We didn't honestly run at the ball that much. Jace Day, 5 carries, 11 yards. And you're upset about playing time, Jace? That's what I'm hearing. Receivers pretty spread out. No one really stood out. Lloyd, Cooper, and Bergman all got touchdowns. Really good day for the defense. 10 tackles for a loss, 3 sacks, 3 forced fumbles. That'll do. Webster was perfect on kicks and extra points. No complaints. Let's advance the week and see who we face in round 2 of the playoffs. There's a chance it's Notre Dame, I think, depending on how it goes. Oh, no. That's bad. Okay. Who do we face? How many times? How many times must I face you, Notre Dame? I have been here 2 years, and this will be my 4th time playing you. Leave me alone. All right, I'll deal with that in a second. So Cole is out for the season, which really thins out my wide receiver room. I think now I have to go back to this and drop ball down. Yeah. That hurts. Part of me wants to go to 4 wide receivers, but I mean Nelson Rucker, he hasn't really gone in at all. So I think that should be fine. Emphasis. Well, actually, no. That would the check on that would be Goodman. Yeah, Goodman hasn't gone in that much. He's only played in 38% of snaps. I'm okay with that. Walden is back, so I'll move him up to his rightful place. Dustin Beatty has done pretty well. He did really well against Boise State. Um, how has Dodson done? He's done pretty good too. I think I'll keep it like this and see how I like it. Um, so that's the injury stuff sorted. Recruiting, I saw a couple commits, 3 commits. Jeremiah Cannon, we know we're not getting. He goes to Bama. And honestly, like, I mean, no, the 77 catching is that. Hold on. That's actually an interesting question. So 77 catching of my current tight ends. And it's better than Woods, but it's not better than my top 3. Okay. Cool. For some reason I thought 77 catching was higher. All right. Terry Robinson, he's just your classic depth linebacker. He already has 82 tackling, which that'll play. So as long as his potential, stays around that B, hopefully goes up to a B plus area, I think he's a guy, he could be an impact linebacker in a couple of years, even though his overall is just going to be really low. Oscar Allen, Ball State gets him. We tried to chase. I didn't really want to offer him money. He's a D line that's not very strong. He can't tackle. His IQ is a 50. Ball State can have him. Let me scout the running back really quick. Yeah, I don't think I want him. Let me just really fast scout. I don't know. I don't even want to look at 1-star. Just give me the 2-star guys. Because Lucas Wheeler is the other one I saw. He has B potential, but the problem is it's Fs. Everything's an F. I'll scout you 2 more times. Ramon Hicks. Let me compare those 2 really quick. So, Snow, 68 speed, 64 vision, 72 ball security. I think I'll take Hicks. I'll offer him. Just get that sorted. Okay, everybody else. It looks like we're going to get all these guys' signatures. Tennessee just got a decent amount of points from doing their ace pitch. But I think we're going to get all 4 of these guys, which is going to be pretty good. Get a couple more 4 stars, 3-star. And then little Ramon Hicks over here. So we will have a small recruiting class, but I think that's okay. We'll see how it shakes out. All right. So, hello, Notre Dame. Oh, God. We face Notre Dame for the 3rd time in, for them, 5 games, which is probably annoying. Yeah, I mean, we know what they are. I think what's especially annoying about the conference championship loss is we had the worst first half I think I've had, regardless, at Purdue or at Clemson, and we still only lost by 6. So I think if we get off to even an average start for us, I think we're okay. My concern is I don't know if there's going to be another time where we hold Notre Dame scoreless in 2 quarters. That might be a bit shaky. But, we know who they are. We're going to work on stopping their pass and work on our passing. Elsewhere in the playoffs, Alabama beat USC. Washington beat Florida in overtime, and TCU upset Wisconsin. So your quarterfinals, Bama, Georgia again, Clemson, Notre Dame, Washington, Ohio State, TCU against Oregon. That sounds fun. Good on them. Here's all your championship results. James Madison lost to Texas State in the Sun Belt. I saw that earlier. Sadness. Has Purdue played their cupcake bowl? It really is sad how far Purdue has fallen since I left. Like me, I mean, last year they were 8-5 and won a bowl game. That's fine. This year, though, not good. The coach might get fired. Okay. All right, let's go into Notre Dame. We're favored by 6. The game is in Arizona, so it's a long flight for both fan bases. So far, Notre Dame has only beaten Clemson once in this save. They've only beaten them once because right now I am 2-1 against Notre Dame. We'll see how it shakes out today. I think the big goal of this game is just don't turn the ball over 3 straight drives. You'd think that would be easy. Notre Dame defers. I'm breaking my rule and I'm turning shoe clock on the first drive. I'm doing slot outs. Send it. 10-yard pass. Let's go. Respect for them blitzing on the first play. Oh, Romano got sacked. You know what? Slot outs again. Nah, 5 is too long. I'll punt. I'll punt. 4th and 5 is too long. The blitz does not work. They slanted out of it. Chamberlain, I'm not worried about him running. That said, there's still value, I think, in bringing the safety down because they dinked and dunked us into oblivion last game. There we go. They try the RPO. Calhoun blows it up. Okay. Let's try this again. Not looking great. We get a first down. The run game not great. All the scales went backwards. I should have passed it there. My logic in my head was if I get like 2 yards, I go for it. Then scales went backwards. Ooh, we're at the 5. Blitz. Send the house. Get him. That could have been terrifying. They did 4 verts. Ah, they converted. Uh-oh. Notre Dame is driving. 3rd and 8. I'm going 2 high safety. There we go. They ran it on 3rd and 8, which is inspired. They only get a yard and they punt. Our run game has not been great, but we convert on 3rd down, so who cares? I don't really want to become a pass-heavy team against Notre Dame, but that's just where we're at. Luis Boykin gets a 13-yard rush, and we held him scoreless in the first quarter. That's good. Now we need to capitalize and get points on the board. We don't get a single yard there. Punt again. Looks like this is turning into our regular season game where it was just low scoring. I thought the final score was going to be like 7-3. 3rd and 10, 2 high safety. There we go. O.J. Brandt, my old tight end at Purdue. He got the starting job at Notre Dame. Good for him. Romano got sacked. Nasir Goodman with a catch. Yeah, we need him to have a good game because there's no depth behind him. Well, shucks. 3rd and 7. Wide receiver smash. Send it. Incomplete. We punt. Oh, boy. This is also exposing something that just, as a team, if our run game isn't getting anything, we're in trouble. 3rd and 1, I'm just going to send the house. And it works. They don't get any yards, and they punt. Okay. 5.5 minutes. We're going to take our time here, burn some clock. score, and be a happy man. No, Romano got picked on the hitches. Jason Hutchison jumps the hitch route and picks Romano off. However, negative 2-yard rush. They punt. A minute left. We're at the 4. We're just going to run it a couple times. That'll be that. All right. I mean, good first half in the sense that we held Notre Dame scoreless. And bad news, wow, we are terrible running the ball right now. And if you would have to ask me which the two breaks first, I don't know. But they only threw it 3 yards on 3rd and 8. I'll take that ball, please. Nelson Rucker with a catch. Oh, there we go. The run game has arrived. 2 straight good runs. Scales gets 6. Oh, yeah. Yeah. This is the offense we need. Luis Boykin, you kill me. But the play action works. We're at the 14. I'm going to pass it on 2nd and 6. All right, we're at the 4. Billy Gaines, who has not been seen much this season with a good catch. And Scales in the end zone. Extra point is good. That burned 6.5 minutes off the clock. Okay. 10 plays, 90 yards. Simple as that. And the way our defense has been playing, 2 touchdowns might just do it. As I say that, Elijah Esquivel with a sack. Oh, and they finally get us with the 4 verts. Oh, boy. All right. They're in our territory, I think, for the first time this game, which is wild to say. 3rd and 6, I'm going to switch to zone. Doesn't work. They beat us. They're in the red zone. They get a touchdown on 3rd and 6. All right, we're all tied up at 7 apiece. Both offenses have suddenly decided to try, which is funny. There we go. James Ball with a clutch catch. 3rd and 4. I am going to pass it. Doesn't work. Incomplete. I will kick the field goal to give us a lead. Because outside of that last drive, our defense has done really well. So if we can get a 3 and out, which we do not, Dodson got burned again. Dodson, this is the 3rd time I've seen that. Beatty, take his spot. Aye, good call to blitz. Diego Gary gets Blackwell. 3rd and 8, here we go again. There we go. Dustin Beatty with the pass deflection. I am a genius. They punt. Okay. Very simple. I want to burn 9 minutes off the clock. I start with a negative 1-yard rush. Thank you, Brock Scales. Oh, no. 3rd and 11. I'm going to try the Y corner. It has not been successful today. Yep, Romano got sacked. We punt, and they have really good field position now. 3rd and 8, though. There we go. Calvin Calhoun with the deflection. They punt again. Okay. There we go. Hicks gets 13. We're out of the shadow of our own end zone now. The hitches works. All right, here we go. They burn a timeout. They burn their 2nd. What do I want to do? I'm going to run it on 3rd and 5. Scales gets nowhere. I'm going to punt. Ugh. Terrible punt from Webster. I was hoping for so much better, my friend. Oh, that's a shame. Okay. They have no timeouts. 1:13 left on the clock. But all they have to do is get a field goal to tie it. 3rd and 3. I'm blitzing a linebacker. Get him. There we go. Incomplete. 4th and 3. 2 high safeties. And it's incomplete. They pass it to the running back. No dice. No funny business. I'm taking a knee. We beat Notre Dame. There we go. There we go. We avenge our championship game loss. That'll do. Notre Dame only got 40 rushing yards and less than 200 passing. That'll do. We were 1 of 8 on 3rd down. 1 of 8 people. Yep. I mean, we had a bad offensive day, don't get me wrong, but our defense more than made up for it. They only got 5 tackles for loss, only 1 sack, no turnovers, but, I mean, let's look at the log really quick. So, the entire first half, punt, 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 pick, punt. 4 fans of this game just watching it. I'm like, this is a defensive masterclass. And then second half starts, punt, both teams trade scores. Then we get a field goal, but then their last 3 drives, punt, 3 and out, incomplete pass on 4th down. That'll do it. Thank you. Big win. Big win. I mean, Elliott Lloyd, 7 of 77. Nasir Goodman stepped up, had a big catch there. That'll do. Romano, I mean, he wasn't great. He did throw the pick, but compared to the last game against Notre Dame, Heisman performance. I am aware that on the screen it says that Tanner Hicks is out for the season with a concussion, but I don't want that to be what I actually see. All right, Tanner Hicks goes down. Oh, it's a minor injury. I mean, Scales is number 1 now. Let's get that out of the way. I think that's just a flip. Okay. I thought that was a major injury and he was just done. That terrified me. All right, Richard Joseph is back at linebacker. So I think what I'm going to do is that. So Wilkinson's going to get dropped. Joseph comes back. I mean, Dustin Beatty, his stats are so much worse than the guys below him, but he just plays better. Like in that game against Notre Dame, he got that clutch pass deflection. But then again, looking at the numbers, I mean, there's no reason not to do that. Okay. Who do we face? Oh, Georgia. Fair enough. All right, so Georgia beat Bama, Washington upset OSU, and Oregon beat TCU. Oh, look at that pretty good slate of games there in the quarterfinal. Pretty good. And now we face Georgia. Any recruiting commits? No. Fair enough. No, to be fair, 4 of them will commit soon. I'm going to be a little annoyed if Ramon Hicks doesn't commit before the transfer portal, but it's fine. Oh, Joseph Welsh. The corner we were never really in on. Just when our team got healthy from injuries, this happens. Speaking of which, how's my O-line rotation look? Is it okay? Yeah, it's fine. All right, cool. We're okay. All right. Okay, Georgia, you have had an undefeated season and you won the SEC. What a schedule. Number 6 USC, 17 Texas, 17 Mississippi State, 22 LSU, 7 Arkansas, 8 Florida, 8 Arkansas again. They just beat number 8 Bama. Oh, that's a bit terrifying. Yeah, they have the 8th, but what's our strength? What's our strength of schedule actually? 24th. I thought it would be a lot worse, just considering the fact that we've played like 3 ranked teams the whole way through. It's fine. Okay, Georgia, one quick question. Can your quarterback run the ball? Oh, they have a red. How come they get a red shirt freshman with Florida. You really let this guy go. They didn't even pay him any money. Georgia didn't even pay him any money. He just went there. You let this guy go, Georgia? Or Florida, excuse me? 98 arm strength with a. You idiots. Okay. So looks like he was not their starter the whole season, but he is their starter now. That's the revenge game right there. 20-27, 370 yards, 4 touchdowns. He spotted him a pick out of the kindness of his heart. Well, we're in trouble. All right, let's work on passing the ball and trying not to get killed by this freshman. They are number 2 in the country in opposing rush yards per game. Oh, good. Here also is the results of all the bowls. How did the ACC do? NC State lost to Tennessee. Virginia beat Washington State. Okay. Oh, James Madison lost. That's a shame. North Carolina lost to Temple. Really? Really, North Carolina? You're killing me. Louisville beat Tulane. I think that's it for the ACC. Not great. Ball State made a bowl. They lost. Purdue losing to. Oh, boy. How has Bradley Black been in his 2 years without me? He has been better this year. Wow, almost identical numbers there. That's fun. All right, Georgia. Hello, we're projected to win. I don't know how that works out. So far, we played each other last time around in the semifinal, and yeah, we lost that one too, 27-20. Our run game actually didn't do that bad, but our passing game was horrendous. We turned the ball over twice. Not great. Our boy Wade Holt tried his hardest to bring us to the promised land. But alas. All right, Georgia. Let's rock and roll. We will call tails. And it's heads. They defer. All right, we start with the ball. I'm turning on True Clock immediately. Go to deep pass, clicking slot outs, and let the chips fall where they may. We get 9 yards. That'll play. That'll do. I was so worried we were about to just go completely backwards there. 3rd and 6, I'm not afraid. I should have been afraid. Incomplete pass, and they blitz. Come on, man. You're telling me that one of these 2 wide receivers didn't get open immediately against the under smoke blitz? Zachary. It's fine. We punt. I spent that much time looking at their quarterback, and I never saw if he could run or not. Liam? No. Cool. Noted. Hey, Elijah Escovedo with a clutch sack. And they get the conversion on 3rd and 17. Oh, and they get a 20-yard pass now. We're in trouble. 3rd and 10, zone. Okay, we're good. That was nearly a disaster. Proc scales just went backwards. We're having a good time here. Whoo! That was too close for comfort. 3rd and 3, I'm running it. There we go. Tanner Hicks, 6 yards. We're at midfield now. That's new. 3rd and 6. Where is my mesh? I haven't busted out the mesh in a while. There we go. Tanner Hicks, 12 yards. We're in the red zone. First quarter just ended. Wow. And Scales converts, thank God. RPO, let's run it. It didn't work. 3rd and goal at the 3, running it. There we go. Brock Scales in zone. We take an early lead. We burned almost 10 minutes off the clock in that drive. Wow. That's how we're going to stop Georgia's offense. We're just going to never let them take the field. That's just where we're at. Okay, Tyler Walters with a tackle for a loss. Calhoun deflects, they punt. Here we go again. The running has returned. Uh-oh. I spoke too soon. Mesh saved me. The mesh has in fact saved me. Oh, Romano got sacked by Samuel Miles. That's tough. We had momentum there, but we have to punt it away. Now they convert on 3rd and 8. Not good. We blitz them hard on 2nd and 1. They pass it out of the backfield for a touchdown. Fair enough, Georgia. I'll turn shoe clock off because I want to see if we can score and just end the half here. It would be nice. Just saying. That'd be kind of cool. I wouldn't be against such a development. Louise Boykin, 10-yard reception out of the backfield. The AI has finally figured out what I'm doing and gone up tempo. That's nice. Let's surprise them with a sweep. To be fair, kind of surprised them. 3rd and 4, I'm going to pass. No dice. Jason with the deflection. I will kick the field goal. All right, we take a lead. I am not going to do a DB blitz when they're likely going to try a 1-minute drill. Okay, they did a bubble screen. Okay, why? I'm confused with the AI here because there's a minute left. They have all their timeouts. They do a bubble screen on the first play, a halfback sweep on the second play, and they use timeouts at the end of each play. Seems like just a waste of some timeouts there. I'm not going to blitz on 3rd and 6. Maybe I should. All right, all good. Hail Mary doesn't go anywhere. They do start with the ball, but hopefully, never mind. They did a running back draw when I did a dime blitz, and that was that. Georgia takes the lead. I'm turning shoe clock on. End around for the lulls. Didn't work. All right, 2nd and 8. That went well. That did not go. Well, what are our run numbers right now? 26 attempts, 3.1. Yeah. ISO, send it. Yeah, Romano, you might need to bail us out. There we go. We are in the red zone. Third and goal at the 2. I'm doing ISO twice. You know, I'm going to do ISO twice was predicated on at least getting a yard. I'm going for it. A field goal. You know, you're still losing by 1. I'm going to go for it, and I'm going to pass it. Come on. There we go. Jack Jacob with the touchdown reception. They do engage 8 on 4th and goal at the 3. Extra point is good. That is Jacob's. Yeah, like he really has not had a lot of opportunity this season at all. But he bailed us out there. Okay, we have the lead. Now let's see if our defense can get some stops. 3rd and 2, I bet they pass it, but I blitz a linebacker just in case. They ran it to the other side of the blitzing linebacker. 3rd and 2, full send. There we go. They run it, and Dustin Beatty is there. Georgia punts. Okay. Here we go. Slants. There we go. 4th quarter begins. Now we just got to burn as much clock as humanly possible and score a touchdown. I think that's our easiest path to victory right now. Luis Boykin with a 13-yard rush, and then he immediately goes backwards. This is why we can't have nice things. Griffin Cooper with the 1st down. Scales doesn't get us much there. There we go. Hitches works. 2nd and goal at the 4. I'm going to keep running it. Scales is in. Extra point is good. We didn't burn that much time. And we burned about 8 minutes. That works. We're up by 10. Blitz. Good call. 3rd and 2. Blitz again. There we go. How many times have they passed it? Yeah, they've only passed it 19 times. Okay. Let's run the ball a little bit here. Oh, no. The quick slants. It keeps bailing me out when I make my running backs just fail me. All right, they're using their timeouts here. 3rd and 8. I'm going to run it again because at this point, I would rather burn 30 seconds and kick a field goal. Cool. All right. That should do it. My blitz call there was very inspired. See if we can at least keep them out of the end zone. 4th and 3. Break their hearts, boys. Aye. Turnover on downs. We shall kneel. And that is that. As we upset number 1 undefeated Georgia, 27-14. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know why they passed it as little as they did until the last drive, but I'm not going to complain. We almost tripled them on time of possession. We were much better on 3rd down. And even though our run game just wasn't good, we did enough. Scales, 2.8 average yards a rush. But hey, got 2 touchdowns. Boykin did really well, quietly. Romano, 22 of 27, 232 yards and a touchdown. That'll do. Elliott Lloyd, have yourself a day. Cooper did well. Jack Jacob had the clutch touchdown. Only 1 sack on defense, which is a bit annoying, but 6 tackles per loss I'll take. Yeah, that's pretty good. And again, they stopped our run game, but Romano just put in the work. We upset Georgia. Who will we face in the championship game? It's Oregon, as they beat Washington 19-17. And here we are. Championship game. If I win the championship, do I end the save? Is that how that works? Much to consider. I haven't thought that far ahead. Who knows? Firstly, I saw... All right, so our O-line is back to being healthy, which is nice. Marshall Atkins, obviously, that doesn't matter. Grayson, though... I think he drops Jeter down to 8th, but I don't think I want him ahead of Dupree. Dupree is just so good as a pass blocker that I have to play him. Yeah, and Jeter's got a little bit of time here and there. That'll do. All right. O-line is healthy. Any recruiting commits? 2. I saw 3. I saw 4 on this. Oh, yeah, these 2 just aren't ours. There we go. Have fun. Congrats, you 2. All right. 2 recruiting commits. Ramon Hicks, we know we're getting. And then Emmanuel Chu goes to us. Now, he is going to play immediately. I am not wasting time with a redshirt year for him. His overall, it could be like an 82 by the time he steps on as a true freshman. So I see him, I mean, Lloyd and Cooper are both graduating, as is Charles Cole. You know, he could be our number one wide receiver, depending on how James Ball develops. But I really do like Ball. But that's a really good get. Really good for us. All right, so that brings us to three names. All of them will just get the best pitch they can. Again, I essentially wasted 1.75 million on Mitchell May because at a certain point, Tennessee just stopped trying to chase. Um, we had a really good recruiting visit, which I think kind of put us over the top a bit, but that it did in fact happen. Cool. And I'm not bothering with a kicker because I think, we're going to lose Webster, obviously, but I think Wilkes should be fine. I will also look at the transfer portal, though. Okay. Championship game against number 2 Oregon. How have you gone undefeated, Oregon? Because remember, they're in the Pac-10 in this database. So they beat poor Washington. Oregon beat Washington 3 times in the same season, each time by 2 points. They lost 3 games by a total point of 6. Oh, if you're Washington, you're in the mud right now. That's rough. I mean, to be blunt, my schedule is harder than this. Like, they faced Washington, twice in the regular season and the championship. That's, that ranked team. And Stanford is 10. Meanwhile, I faced 22, 5, 18, and then 5 again in the championship. I'm just saying, did Duke finish ranked? They did. Cool. Let's look at your quarterback, Oregon. Who you got? Giovanni John, who was Pac-12 Player of the Year and QB of the Year for the second time in 3 seasons. Okay. 152 QBR. That is solid. Okay, they finally decided this year to let him run. What are his... Wow. I mean, his ball carrier vision went up. Huh? I've never seen that. They didn't run him at all. The previous 3 years they had him, and then this year he just gets a big boost, so they do. Fair enough. Fair enough. Boise State let this guy go, which is rough. He has gotten injured a little bit, but it's all leg stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong. The man has 101 arm strength, 97 accuracy, and an IQ with a 99 ball carrier vision. This that could be a problem. Could be a problem. Actually, what's their strength of schedule rating? 52. See, ours was like 23 or something. I mean, their offense looks pretty good. Their defense, I'm not really that afraid of. I mean, they're solid against the rush, but Georgia was even better against the rush. I'm not too worried. I feel like I should be. We're going to work on passing the ball and stopping the run, since I imagine they'll have some QB designed runs in there. QB power, the free safety middle blitz. Okay. Here we go. Championship game against Oregon. Oh boy. Let's play it out. We're projected to win by 11.5? That's... That... Wow. I guess our rushing game is just that much better, but okay. All right. These teams have never played each other in the same. These have been your previous national championship games. Oklahoma won in year one. Auburn won in year two, beating Clemson. Obviously, I was not there then. Wisconsin won in year three, and that was the famous year. Both of these 2 years, Wisconsin made national championship. I was the only team that beat them up until that point. And then Bama won again, OSU and Bama. Okay. So Oregon's first time in the championship game, Clemson's second, obviously my first. Let us call tails because it never fails. And it's heads. Oregon wins, and they elect to receive. And as is our wont, Thunder Smoke Blitz on the first play. That's a bad omen. That's a bad omen if ever I saw one. Their QB can run, so I think I'll leave a spy and bring down the safety more often than not. Oh boy. I mean, based on numbers, I mean, Giovanni John, he's better than Notre Dame's Chamberlain. And Oregon opens with a quick touchdown. Minute 27. By the time I'd almost finished speaking, I am going to turn on shoe clock. I'm getting a little bold here. But if their drives aren't going to take that long, then I might as well have it. Scales goes backwards on his first run attempt. This is good. We're already at or well, look at this. We're driving. UO being the abbreviation there is going to throw me. Caleb Thompson deflects that pass, but will they deflect this? No, they will not. We're at the 15. We're at the 2. We're in the end zone. Scales with a touchdown. Extra point is good. This might be a shootout. 3rd and 4. You know what? The free safety middle blitz did well in practice. Practice is not the game. They passed over it, and that'll be that. Wow, our defense is getting shredded. Ooh, 3rd and 4. Too high safety. I'm breaking my own rule. There we go. Cedric Barton. Previous ACC Freshman of the Year. Is that an untrue statement? Yeah, ACC Freshman of the Year. Cool. I remembered. They settled for a field goal. And that could be the deciding factor. Who knows? 3rd and 8. The RPO on first down. That was a choice. But we convert. Nasir Goodman with the catch. We're driving. And Tanner Hicks with a concussion. 41-yard touchdown run. We're up by 4. Okay. This one. I hope you bet the over on this one, everybody. Samuel Chase tackle for a loss. 3rd and 6. I'm going zone. There we go. Jude Hampton with the deflection. And they make the field goal. Okay. How's their kicker? What's his rating? Rodriguez. Wow. Before I even look at his attributes, I feel like I know all I need to based on these awards. 104. 100? Okay. So what that actually tells me is I can roll with Wilkes maybe. Because if power doesn't matter that much, Wilkes could do some work. But though quietly, I like Webster better. Oh, 3rd and 3, I'll pass. There we go. Elliott Lloyd bails me out once again. Corner strike. There we go. James Ball with the conversion. Having very long 3rd downs. But we're still converting them. Look at us. Levels? Didn't work. That did not work in the slightest. 3rd and 14. Yeah, I was really hoping he would throw it to one of the wide receivers on the left, but so be it. We'll kick a field goal. We're up by 4. How much time did that burn? 7? Okay. All right. So either I want us to get an immediate 3 and out or for them to score quickly. 3rd and 5, blitz the linebacker. Yeah. They converted. Sadness. The cornerback blitz there was an inspired choice. 3rd and 3. Bring the safety in. Man, what's the point of bringing you down if... Fine. It's fine. They also have yet to use any timeouts. Which is kind of crazy if you think about it. Oh boy, they're at the 5. I'm going to blitz. Okay, they go backwards. They only get a yard. Do I think they run it again? I bet they don't. I'm going to sit back in the zone. They do run it, but Richard Joseph is there. And they are kicking it. Why would you... Why would you kick a field goal? You're down by 4. You know what? I'm not going to complain. Field goal is good. And we get the ball to start the second half. We're up by 1. This is a tight one. And a bad run and a couple incompletions later, and we punt. They converted on 3rd and 18. Man, I'm damned if I do, damned if I don't there with regards of the cover 4 quarters. If I just do 2 high safety, like they seem to always convert no matter what. But Landon Shim drops the pass. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Pac-10 Kicker of the Year 4 straight years. Can't make the 47-yarder. That's a shame. Well, scheiße. You know what? YOLO. Send it. If I don't get it, that might have been one of the worst calls I've ever made. That could have backfired. Oh, no. James Ball fumbles stripped by Ramiro Powers, who takes it 51 yards for a touchdown. They kick an extra point instead of going for 2 to go up by 7, which, fair enough. But now we are behind and we need a touchdown. I don't really think a field goal helps here, but we're at the 14. We're at the 11. And we're in. Scales with a touchdown out of the backfield. Extra point is good. We get the lead back. 3rd and 1, I am sending the house. They got it anyway. 3rd and 3, I'm sending the house again. There we go. Oh, they passed it. That could have been bad. That could have been horrendous. What are the odds I can have a 14-minute drive? Have we considered the implications as Scales goes backwards? Hey, the hitch play seems to do pretty well with us. I'll pass it on 3rd and 3. Micah Garcia deflected it. Do I go for it here? If I go for it and don't get it, they essentially have to go like 15 yards for a field goal. On the other hand, our defense has been pretty good. I'm going to go for it. Hitches again. It is yet to fail me. Elliott Lloyd, 10-yard pass. Never punished. That'll do. Okay, we're back in it. Run the ball, run the ball, run the ball. You know what? Jet sweep. One of these days I'll learn my lesson, but not today. 3rd and 9, and we're in a very long field goal here. And now we're in even longer. What is Webster's record from 50 plus? No, he doesn't make them. All right, in that case, I am punting, and I am praying we burn them at like the 3. The 6 ain't bad. The 6 ain't bad. Well, they just got 19 yards. Never mind. But then they go backwards on the end around. It's accursed. Okay, 3rd and 13. If we stop them here, I bet they punt. 4th and 4, and they're punting. Okay, we just have to burn 3 minutes off the clock. Oregon has all their timeouts. We do this, we are national champions. I'm not worried. You're worried. Run the ball. There we go. All right, that's one first down. They have to start burning timeouts now. I'll run it again. Really? 3 yards on 2 rushes. If I run it, I'm going to burn like a minute between this and the punt, and then they only have a minute and no timeouts. Yeah, I'm going to run it. Do I run it? Yeah, I'm going to run it. Send the sweep. Lincoln gets crushed finding Gage 8. We punt. Okay, they have a minute and 23. No timeouts. And they need a field goal. Incomplete pass on 1st and 10. Nah, but they convert on 2nd and 10. No. There we go. Samuel Chase, clutch sack. Somehow, some way, only, 14 seconds is burned between the start of that play and the sack. Don't know how that works. Cover 4 quarters. That didn't really work. They got 8 yards. Okay, incomplete. 4th and 6. I'm going too high safety. If we stop this play, we are national champions, and trumpets will sound throughout Clemson. No, they converted. And they got out of bounds, too. Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. They have 25 seconds. They need to get, probably 25 yards? I mean, their kicker missed the 47. Oh, boy. They got their 20. They're kicking it immediately. It's a 49-yarder. Their kicker, Christian Rodriguez, has an absolute cannon, and he's 20 of 26 from that range. However, he has missed the kick earlier from this distance. Is icing a thing? I'm icing the kicker. I have iced him. Here we go. Here we go. The kick from Rodriguez to decide a champion. We're the champions. Christian Rodriguez misses the field goal. Kneel down. That is your ball game. We've done it. Shut it down. We are champions. It took us 2 years at Clemson. I came into a 5-win team. And in 2 years, champions. Two. What an accomplishment. We've done it. Scenes. Wow. What a game. I mean, they just killed us with passing. 315 yards, 9.3 yards per attempt. But I mean, we stopped their run game dead, which really helped the time of possession. They were better than us on 3rd down. We converted 2 out of 2 on 4th down, but wow. I looked at this earlier when I was putting up the kicker stats, and I was like, up, down, up, down, up, down. Man, what a game. I mean, for the entire first half, there was a score result at the end of every drive. Touchdown, touchdown, field goal, touchdown, field goal, field goal, field goal. And then in the second half, we get a 3-and-out. Rodriguez missed the field goal. Then James Ball fumbles. They return for a touchdown. From this, their offense did not score the entire second half. That's how we won. Their offense did not score. Also, this is depressing in isolation. 14 plays, 58 yards. We burned 9 minutes and we punted the ball. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. What a game. What a game. Wow. Romano in his final game for Clemson, 18 to 26, 210 yards, got his touchdown. Hicks, who again has a head injury right now, 13 carries, 101 yards, and a touchdown. Scales gets his touchdown. Boykin did really well also. Lloyd had over 100 yards. Ball did have his fumble, but he did have a handful of catches. Scales got the touchdown. That'll do. Our kicker was perfect. Rodriguez was 3. And again, that's what I've said a lot that I have noticed from playing this game for however many hours I have. Yeah, I have 127 hours. And one thing I've noticed a lot is that the AI will settle for field goals way more often than not in close 4-down situations. So if you go for it and get a touchdown, it matters a lot. Because they attempted 5 field goals, missed 2 of them. We only attempted 1. Like that's the stuff that really, and in a 1-point game, I mean, if they make those field goals, they kill us. But we are the champions, my friends. Bow, bow, bow. I'm glad it was a great game. I'm really glad. We were projected to win by 11.5, and I'm like, really? Is that supposed to be? But no, they played hard. This is Clemson's first national championship in this save. This is my first. Was unable to get it at Purdue, though we did get close one year. And we are the number ranked team in the country. Top of the list. Athletic director, talk to me. Thank you. Our job is safe, obviously. Fan base passion explodes. Integrity, I do lose 10 because Jude Hampton, it doesn't equalize like I thought it did. Okay, I lose 10 because Hampton didn't make all conference. However, I got everything else. So, all in all, only lost 1 point of integrity. Sorry, Jude, buddy. But in my defense, you didn't have a better season than you did last year. I don't know what to tell you. And I even played less linebackers to help you out. Whatever. But I mean, obviously, what a showing. Because, actually, that's not the screen I wanted for this, is it? Comes in. There it is. So, Clemson, in this save, they won their conference, lost the national championship game in their second year, didn't get back to the playoffs, was 5-8, fired their coach, offered me the job. I obviously took it. We made it to the semifinals in year 1. Lost it, champions in year 2. Amazing. What a performance. That'll do. Sweet. All right. And we're only an hour and 13 in. I think I am going to stay at Clemson. Obviously. I think my debate is whether or not I continue the save or move on to something different. I think what I'm probably going to do is continue the save until the full release of Football Coach College Dynasty, which was announced as January 16th, 2025. So I think I'll just play this out until then. And then I will start a new save. Okay, we have 3 skill points. This is very simple. I'm maxing out offense and putting the rest into training. I can swap a skill badge if I want to. I think I do want to get rid of running back recruiter. I think that one I want to change. And I think I want either clutch. I think I want clutch factor. I think clutch factor will sub out for RB recruiter. Because I think that'll just help more. But we got 11,602 XP, hence the level up. And yeah, we got to 30. Nathaniel Scruggs leveled up. I'll just give him a max recruiting boost. No skill badge changes for him because he's 87 XP short. Tristan Shepard. Looks like it's 2 boosts. I'll just max out his defense. Ooh, and I get a skill badge for him. I would like 8% linebacker development. That's pretty good. I think I like that more than safety. I don't want the strength or the zone coverage boost. Oh, D-line. I think on average I'll take linebacker over D-line. Pursuit tackling, no. All linebacker and injury, D-line linebacker injuries are short by 2 weeks. That could actually be really good. I think I'll take the 8% increase in linebacker div. I think that's what I'll do. I'll pay that forward. All right, Coach Carousel. Obviously, I'm not leaving Clemson. That goes without saying. And yeah, let's get some extensions. Let's get some extensions on the board for our boys. We just won a championship, for crying out loud. Guys, let's get new contracts on the books. Let's go. Yeah, of course we did an excellent job. Thank you. But yeah, obviously I don't want to leave. These are all the jobs that were offered to me. I feel like way more schools would be interested if you just won the national championship. But sure. I'm just going to stay at my current offer. All right, Nathaniel Scruggs. No one wants to hire my offensive coordinator? I'm sorry. We had a top 10 offense both years. Okay, fine. I'll gladly keep him. No one wants my defensive coordinator? Top 5 defenses, but okay. I'll keep everyone. Sure. Thank you for that. I am gonna check though. Did Purdue? Yeah, Purdue fired their coach because they got in 2 new recruits. Dang. Dang. Oh no, I just wanted to look at Purdue. No. There we go. Marco Graves, I'm sorry. Oh no, it doesn't say he was fired. Listen, they're like, hey, if you want to stay, change your entire recruits. Fair enough. All right. Any big changes in the ACC? It has a new head coach. Nolan Poole wasn't with me, so I don't care. Yeah, it doesn't look like anything too crazy. All right, let's advance the week. Oh boy. Calvin Calhoun wants to enter the draft. Yeah, I mean, this just sucks. Like, this sucks. He played 2 snaps last year and he had a season-ending injury, so he redshirted, obviously. And then this past season, he did really good. He only had one interception, which I'm a little disappointed by, but I think overall he did pretty good. I don't know, we paid him 1.7 million to stay. I don't know if his production was worth that, but listen, if you didn't get any tackles and and only a handful of pass deflection, that just means you weren't targeted that much. Is all I'm saying. And to be fair, he was targeted 54 times, so that's 3 times a game, little less. That ain't bad. So we'll definitely miss Calhoun. Samuel Chase is leaning for the draft. He was a transfer I brought in from Auburn and had a great year this season, obviously. 48 tackles, 15 tackles for a loss, 6 sacks. I would love to keep him. What does he want? Win the conference championship in 2023 or pay him 1.7? Yeah. Or do I just pay him? I'll make the conference championship promise. We'll win it. I'm not losing to Notre Dame again. Okay, let's go through the graduating players. So first things first, Dominique Carlson. I brought him in, transfer from Stanford. He had his best year yet. 25 pancakes, only allowed 3 sacks. He had a couple injuries with Stanford, but none with us. He made second-team All-American and first-team All-ACC. No complaints. Joseph Rodriguez, homegrown. The 2 years I was here, I don't know what the AI was doing with him before, but the 2 years I was here, first-team All-American both years, All-ACC, and this year, ACC O-Lineman of the Year. One of the best O-Linemen I've ever had, without question. And really, okay, I kind of get why the AI didn't play him, because his run and pass block really didn't kick up until his redshirt junior year. But he's been great. We'll miss him. Elliott Lloyd, really strong wide receiver for us this season. He got a big, if you want to talk about an attribute abuse, his overall went up by 5, catching went up to 103, route running 108. He had a really good boost, and so I played him a lot more, and over 1,200 yards, 4 touchdowns. Really, really good wide receiver for us. Really happy with him. He made second-team All-American and first-team All-ACC wide receiver. Good on you, Elliott. Our passing attack will definitely miss him. Switching to the defense, Tyler Walters. He was a victim of Samuel Chase and a couple other guys having really good development, where he got moved a little bit, I think, down in the depth chart. I think he went from like second to third, I believe. But still, 46 tackles, 13 tackles for us. No sacks, though, this season. Pressures were way down as well. So that's a little bit disappointing. But can't really complain. Got second team All-ACC D-line last year. He will definitely be missed. Justin Cerna was another senior transfer for us from Virginia Tech. 21 pancakes, 6 sacks allowed. And just, really good, O-lineman. His run block was a 99. And again, I kind of feel sorry for Virginia Tech, I believe. Yeah, where we got him from, because he really didn't develop until that junior year. And then obviously VTech wasn't good enough to keep him, so he left. That's a little bit rough on them, but their losses are gain. So that is, our top 3 O-linemen all leaving. Jude Hampton, I broke my promise to him, but in my defense, I tried all I could. I played one less linebacker and moved him to number 1 on the depth chart, where the previous year he was number 2. But, his tackles were up, which is good, but his tackles for loss were down, sacks were down, pressures were down. He got no turnovers whatsoever, and they passed it to him 97 times. So, I don't know what he wants. But overall, he was a really good linebacker. No complaints. I don't know how Clemson didn't play him, especially his redshirt freshman season. Like, you're telling me this wasn't playable? Like 86 block shed, 84 pursuit. Just move him to D lineman if you're worried about his speed or whatever. But he was a great linebacker for us. Aiden Sawyer, or Don rather, we brought him over again, senior transfer from Missouri, to be our starting safety. He made first team All ACC. Tackles were good. Tackles for a loss though at 7, one interception, and while he was targeted the most, his completion percentage was down a bit. So we were happy to get his services for a year, and I think he'll be easily replaced if the safeties behind him develop well. If they don't, we're in trouble. Charles Cole, he bounced around, went to Oklahoma, then Charlotte, then Appalachian State. Then I transferred him in. He was my transfer darling last year, as I called him. No way around it. His projection was down, but that's really because James Ball had a great development year. But yeah, I mean, his targets were down for the year before, but all in all for us, I mean, over 1,000 yards in 2 years, 7 touchdowns. You know, he never really dropped the ball, which is good. But yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking at 2020, 2029. Never mind. His numbers went up. Who am I thinking of? Oh, I know I'm thinking of. But yeah, really good transfer wide receiver. Randy Webster, our kicker. 2 years out, he was Clemson's starting kicker all 4 years. And despite the fact that, you know, I didn't have him kicking a lot of field goals compared to previous, he was really good. He made second team All ACC kicker and punter both years. We found his range, though. You know, once you get in that 47, 48 range, gets shaky. He was perfect on extra points, though. He only missed one, and hilariously, the one extra point he missed last year was in the playoff semifinal against Georgia. That was funny. Didn't end up mattering, obviously, but just kind of fun that happened. And he was a solid punter, you know, 40 yards per punt. I'll take that. Very accurate kicker. I don't have a great succession plan for him. I'm gonna have to figure it out. But you know, Webster, really good kicker. Really happy with his production. Tanner Hicks was my third running back last season, and then became my starting kind of backup, kind of iffy situation this year. But I mean, almost 1,700 yards, 11 touchdowns. He played with a concussion for 2 games. What a guy. You know, last year he was second team All ACC. This team he's second team All American, running back of the year in the ACC, and mid first team. Just great. And very consistent. Like, he didn't run that much against Oregon State, and he didn't run that much against like Hawaii and Notre Dame. But outside of that, no complaints. You know, he got over 100 yards multiple times, got over 150 yards against NC State. One of the better running backs I had in terms of single season performance. Another O lineman, we're losing Gabriel Parks. He was with Clemson all the way through. Developed really well toward the end. Started for me both years. 27 pancakes, only 3 sacks allowed. Really, really good O lineman. My O line room is going to take a pretty big hit next year, but it's fine. Tristan Walden, unfortunately, you know, he got injured. His production kind of dipped, but he was a transfer from Texas that I brought in, and you know, no complaints in 2 years. He had over 100 tackles, over 20 tackles for loss, a couple sacks, got a forced fumble, or excuse me, 2 forced fumbles. Did pretty well. For some unknown reason, his completion percentage against in 2029 was horrendous. But I mean, you know, we paid $2.9 million for him. I think maybe you call that an overpay, but he got really good production and did really, really well. All right, Charles Gore, another O lineman biting the dust for us. Again, solid, you know, 29 pancakes this season, only 4 sacks allowed. And just really good, you know, run blocker. I think pass block we should be fine with some of the guys that are staying, but run blocking, I mean, I'm losing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 O linemen. It's rough out here. fucking Dodson. Unfortunately, he kind of suffered from me moving Dustin Beatty ahead of him on the depth chart at one point, but I mean, outside of that, he did well for me. I mean, over 80 tackles in 2 seasons, 15 tackles for a loss, no turnovers, unfortunately, but, just held it down, did a good job. Um, Kind of a late bloomer development wise, didn't really start getting good until his redshirt sophomore season. I think if hindsight being 2020, I should have moved him to D line this season. I think he would have had a higher impact and a better chance to play there. But that is what it is. And then Elijah Esquivel, who probably wanted to kill me in 2029 because I demoted him down the depth chart multiple times just because it's not that he was doing bad. I just had other guys that wanted to play. But then he had a really good development, played more, and 47 tackles, 15 tackles for a loss, 8 sacks, 32 pressures. I mean, come on. You're rarely going to get better than that. It's a shame he's a JUCO because I would have liked to have him, for a couple years there at the beginning. But, really good D lineman. And I'm so happy he had a good senior year. Diego Gary, we transferred him in from Penn State and then Syracuse. And he had the opposite problem as Elijah. Whereas last year he played a lot, did really well. But this year we kind of moved him down a little bit. His tackles were down, but tackles for loss was up. My issue is singularly, he never got a single sack. But that said, I mean, you're not going to get 102 strength D lineman everywhere. So happy we got Gary for a couple years there. Griffin Cooper, you want to talk about a tale of 2 seasons. In 2029, he was this backup dude that I never really played. Wasn't that great. Then all of a sudden, his overall shoots up. His speed goes crazy. Catching's an 89. I start playing him a bit more. And he gets nearly 700 yards and 3 touchdowns. That'll do. Not the biggest impact wide receiver I've ever had, but played really well. At least this year. Nelson Cote was another JUCO guy brought in. He held it down. He did a job. Listen, he only got a couple interceptions, but completion percentage was low. He was only targeted like twice per game. And, as a man specialist at quarter, can't really go wrong. All right, few more. Richard Joseph, the linebacker who unfortunately he couldn't stay healthy. He had a season-ending he got injured in the middle of the season in 2029. Then had a season-ending injury at the very end of it. And then this year had 2 major leg injuries. It really is kind of a what if thing. I mean, this is his game log, right? 2 tackles, 1 pass deflection, 1 tackle. Didn't play, 2 tackles, 3 tackles. It's just one of those. Injuries suck. He didn't play for Clemson before I got here on account of his development not being great. But, that just kind of is what it is. So we won't really need to worry about replacing him because, to be blunt, not much in the way of production to replace. Kind of a shame. Okay, Romano, I'll get to last. Billy Gaines. In 2029, I made a promise to him to keep him so that he would get 20 targets. He got 21 and promptly never really saw the field again. Last year, he had 156 yards and a touchdown. This year, I moved him down the depth chart. 8 catches, 73 yards. Just, a depth tight end that can block really well. Not much wrong with that in the grand scheme. And then at the bottom of our list, Tomas Rollins, who Clemson guy all the way through, was very low on the depth chart last year. I moved him up a little bit this year, and that paid dividends. 28 tackles, 7 tackles for a loss. Only 1 sack, but 9 pressures. Just, good, solid. If he's your worst D lineman, you're doing pretty good. Is how I would phrase that. But let's get to the big one. Zachary Romano. When I looked at the teams that offered me a contract, when I decided I was going to leave Purdue, really the only two I debated were Boise State and Clemson. And honestly, the big knock against Clemson was their quarterback. Zachary Romano, when I came in, this this was him. 78 overall with C potential, 82 arm strength, 77 accuracy, 88 IQ. This was him. I looked around at the transfer portal. There were a couple guys, but nothing too crazy. He gets a pretty good development boost to his arm strength and IQ. His overall goes up, and then that same thing happens again. And, let's be frank, is he the best quarterback I've had? No. But this year, 71 completion percentage? That's insane. He threw for 3,000 yards, 19 touchdowns. He did have 7 picks. It should be noted he had 0 picks halfway through the season, and then had 3 in 3 games, and then 3 picks in the championship game against Notre Dame. But in the playoffs, he locked in. He threw a pick against Notre Dame. Didn't do great there, but other than that, Boise State crushed it. Georgia crushed them. So he did really well. I was pleasantly surprised with him this year, I will say, because 2029, let's be frank, you like the completion percentage, you like the yardage, but 12 touchdowns, 10 picks is grim. 7.6 average yard. This year, he did well. But that is it. I think in terms of seniors, if you look at the players remaining, we're still 4th in offensive talent and 2 in defense. I think defense is where we're going to suffer. I'm losing in the linebacker room. I'm losing Hampton. I'm losing Walden. I'm losing Dodson. And I'm losing Joseph, the latter of whom didn't play, but still. O-line, obviously, I'm losing Carlson, Rodriguez, Cerna, Parks, Gore. So that is what it is. So hopefully a lot of these guys get drafted. Romano is projected as a UFO, which is kind of annoying. And I have promised that Samuel Chase will, in fact, stay. So let's save in advance. This advance week usually takes a good second. I hope I don't have many players wanting to transfer. My fear is I will, but I'm too afraid. Oh boy. I'm not ready to scroll down. I'm just afraid. Oh boy. Okay. Well, not that many players want to transfer in the grand design. Most of them are depth guys, so we'll see how this goes. All right, I'm just going to do position by position. So, quarterback, Harrison Sharp wants to leave. Here's my problem with that. I think he's pretty good. This year, he threw 100 passes, completed 75 of them, 10 touchdowns, 1 interception for a QB rating of 182. Development-wise, so from his redshirt year to his redshirt freshman, his overall only went up by 2, but his potential exploded. His arm strength went up by 5, accuracy went up by 2, IQ did go down by 1. That's a bit scary. I think if Harrison Sharp is my starting QB next season, I think we're kind of okay. What does he want? 75%. Oh, I would have paid money for it to be 200 passes. Okay. So this is essentially saying if I want Harrison Sharp to be my starter next season or not. Oh boy. I wish you could see the players transferring from other schools. I, I mean, here's the thing. I am the national champion, right? And let's say his arm strength goes up by 2, his accuracy goes up by 4, and his IQ goes up by 3, right? I'm getting an 87, 84. Um, I think because I'm also, if I keep him, I'm banking on his future production as well. Because if he's my starter this year, I don't have to worry about him complaining. I think I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to roll with Harrison Sharp next season, and I'm going to bank on him developing well. If he doesn't, I am about to become the most run heavy team anyone has ever seen. Speaking of which, you want to leave, Carlton. What will it take to keep you? 33% done. Or 30% snaps done. He'll get that. He might even, if he develops well, he might be ahead of Boykin on the list. And also, because he only appeared in 4 games, he redshirted this year. That'll do. Like, he had almost 50 carries, 256 yards, and 4 touchdowns in a redshirt year. A redshirt year. Like, yes, please stay. Jace Day, I'm gonna let go. I actually think Jace Day could turn into a pretty good running back because of where his potential is. My fear is just this. I mean, his ball carrier vision went up by 3. His ball security went down. But yeah, I mean, I'm good. He got 3 touchdowns this year, 172 yards. But yeah, I think I'm gonna gladly let Jace Day walk. And that means running back wise, I might need to bring somebody in. If Aiden Patton develops well, then we could be okay. But it's a pretty thin room if I can't find anybody to bring in. I should probably start a list of team needs. That seems smart. Transfer targets and whatnot. So we're saying running back, but like a depth guy. I think that's the play. All right, let's look at. I mean, I also Ramon Hicks coming in, but he's gonna redshirt anyway. Okay, and I'm not gonna cut Tatum or Patton just because I need bodies. Wide receiver. I could cut the poor innocent walk-on that is Tony Murray. I don't think I will. Wide receiver is a huge need. Um, even though James Ball we know is going to develop well, he's all conference. Emmanuel Chiu he's gonna play as a freshman. Goodman we hope develops. That's kind of the list. That's really it. Nelson Rucker is a 73 overall with D potential. And it's only gotten worse. It used to be a D plus. So yeah, we wide receiver, pretty big need, I would say. We need a top heavy guy to pair with these two. I think Goodman is wide receiver 4. I'm okay with. Oh boy. And then ideally Edmondson redshirts. Okay, tight ends. I only have 3 and all 3 are staying. I'll figure out who starts next season. Birdman started this season. I'll just see how that shakes out. Actually, now that I think about it, didn't I move him? I remember I moved him around in the midseason, but I forget who flipped where. But these 2 guys are great. Caden Woods, solid depth. Next year, though, I'll need to look at tight end. O-lineman. This is the current state of our O-line, where Ezra Grayson, Troy Jeter are our top 2 guys. Obviously, Mark Dupree is going to play. Jeremiah McKinney is a converted tight end, it should be said. This season appeared in 11 games, got 4 pancakes, and no sacks allowed. So he did pretty good. I can't really cut anyone, but we need 2. 2. Because also we're low on scholarships. I have 16 open scholarships, and that's before I decide any of this. So that kind of hurts. And we can't really afford that much of a down year with our O-line group. Kicker! I have one guy. So obviously it is a need. D-line, I think keeping Samuel Chase was definitely needed. Weston Wiggins wants more playing time. Because, yeah, I mean, he only played 15%. Oh, God. Oh, it's an ugly group, this. 40% of snaps is tough. Weston, yeah, he's a JUCO guy. I mean, like, look at this. Like, his tackling went down. I mean, his strength went up by 3, sure. His tackling went down. Block shedding didn't move. Pursuit went up by 1, which I don't really care about. Like, do I really want to keep him? I don't think I do. Like, I can't offer him the 40% of snaps. So it's a question of, do I want to pay $876,000 on Wiggins? And I think the answer is no. Let me be honest. I think the answer is no. So he's going to go. We're going to have Chase and Banks up top. McFarland didn't play that much, but got 5 sacks and 21% of snaps. That'll do. So yeah, D-line's a big need. Linebacker. Javion Mapp wants to leave. I mean, yeah, I'm fine with that. I mean, Giovanni Simpson redshirted. He's going to be ahead of Mapp. Odds are Tristan Napier is going to be ahead of Mapp anyway. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, linebacker is definitely a need because I have no one with an 80 overall right now, and my top 2 guys both played less than 35% of snaps. So, and I don't really want to make any cuts. Like, I look at these guys, and in a vacuum, maybe I cut one of McKnight or Brett Choi, but like, I have 17 slots, you know? And at that point, you might as well keep them just to give them one little extra hit of development to see if they get anywhere. Corners, yeah, I figured this would happen because I cut down the number of corners that would play. Jamari Martinez, I think I should. I'll get back to that. Okay, so corner. What is my plan? Velasco and Barton obviously are 1 and 2. Of Sasan, Just, and Sharp, Sasan I would like to keep. 40% of snaps, done. Yeah. I think he gets that. Tyler, Just, what do you want? Oh, boy. I'm not keeping Sharp. There's really no point to because he has worse potential than both Just and Cobb. Like, if my corner room next year is Velasco, Barton, Sasan, Cobb, that's my 4. And I'm kind of banking on, like, Kyle Parrish for depth. I don't love that. One thing I like about Gist is he's a man coverage specialist, which we just lost. Sharp is a bit more well-rounded, but do I really want to pay almost $1 million for a guy who's going to be the 5th corner? Not really, which is a shame because I liked Tyler Gist. Yeah, all right. So I think corner is going to be a need, but specifically, since Sisson needs to play and Cobb is to develop, I think depth. I think we need corner depth. Hard. Safety is fine. Like it's fine. Fowler's probably gonna have a 90 overall. Salvador Price we know is solid. Matthews. I remember, yeah, I looked at one point. His completion percentage was a lot worse than this, so it looks like he got a little better. He's my 3, and then whichever one of Crockett or Garner develops better gets the 4th. I'm cool with that. Okay, so the players I am letting transfer are 2 corners, Gist and Sharp. Yeah, my decision to turn Sharp from a safety into a corner wasn't great. I guess I could. That's actually an interesting thought. I couldn't do it with Gist. Do I want to pay Sharp and move him back to safety? No. Matthews would be ahead of him. Yeah, no. Okay. So yeah, so just Sharp gone. That's my corner depth getting a lot worse. Wiggins gone. Map gone. Neither of whom really played that. I mean, neither did these two. And then Jay Stay also leaving. Yep. Yep. I think the big thing is keeping Harrison Sharp. Like, this is really my moment of, do I think Harrison Sharp can be the QB of the future? And I think he can. I'm just praying on my knees his IQ gets a boost. But that's it. So we are going to 70 of 85. So I have 15 roster spots open, and I've counted 7 team needs. 2 of them are only depth needs. That's running back and corner. Wide receiver is a big need. I need multiple O linemen. I need a kicker, and then D line linebacker. I think that's pretty good. All right, let's save in advance and get to the draft. This advance usually takes a little bit of time also. Doo-doo-doo. But yeah, I'm so happy we won that championship game. So happy. Because I was worried there for a bit. 13 players were selected in draft. Give me the list. Joseph Rodriguez, round 1, pick 14. Dominic Carlson, round 1, pick 16. Elliott Lloyd, round 1, pick 17. Tanner Hicks, round 2, pick 8. Calvin Calhoun, 2, pick 15. Walden, 3, pick 12. Hampton, 3, pick 16. Elijah Escobar got drafted. Yay! He essentially got drafted on like 1 year of production. Round 3, pick 19. Tyler Walters, round 3, pick 21. Adon Sawyer, 328. Justin Cerna, 429. Joaquin Dodson, good. I'm glad. Round 6, picks 1. And Charles Cole, my transfer darling. Round 7, pick 25. Zachary Romano, undrafted free agent. Okay. Any of my former Purdue guys get drafted? Walker Green got drafted. Let's go. John Mann, Josiah Adams, Fernando Shorts. Good. How did John Mann do without me? Better. Because 2028 was me and 2029, 2030 was without me. So we did do better. That's good. That's good. That makes me happy. Cool. All right. Transfer portal. First, let's do the easy thing. Quarterbacks available. Giovanni. You really, OSU, you beat me in a recruiting battle for this kid. You pay him $3.6 million, then you let him leave. I am physically and mentally distraught. Well, that's a shame. He would have been a good get over Harrison. To be fair, do I get him and then not play him? Oh my! I mean, he's just a different quarterback than what I run though. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have gone after Dakota Campbell, I don't think. Franklin Skykes, no. Maybe Lane. But for 1 year, Scales would have been fun. I mean, yeah, outside of that, it's Giovanni Scales or bust for him versus Sharp. Okay. Not too mad. Hall of Fame inductees, Joseph Rodriguez, inducted into Clemson's Hall of Fame. Good on him. Outside of a injury-ridden 2028 4-year starter, did really well with me, obviously. Good man. Ring of Honor inductees, also Rodriguez. There you go. Record book dates are there as follows. No Clemson. Yeah, Romano and all these lists. Okay, let's advance the week. One thing I do want to do before I get into transfers is I want to go to my coaching tree and do a little where are they now. So, Ryder Ramirez. Oh, he got fired from Northwestern. That's a shame. He was my first defensive coordinator, and I fired him. He went to Akron, didn't do well. Went to Penn State, had a great year, and then went to Northwestern, where he just couldn't get it going. 2 of 10, 3-9, 3-9, and eventually fired from Northwestern. Looks like he is currently with Hawaii. Yeah, as a defensive coordinator. Okay, so he's back as a defensive coordinator. That's a shame it didn't work out in Northwestern. Oh well. All right, next one, Andre Kapoor, who I'm on the record saying, had he not gotten offered the Central Michigan job, I would have brought him with me to Clemson. Despite the fact that we didn't have a great offense in 2028 relative to our standards, but he's at Central Michigan right now, 7-6 in 2 seasons, but they won a bowl this year. So good on Andre. The AD met expectation, but still a 70. Not too shabby for him. Cole Schaffer, who was my defensive coordinator after Ryder Ramirez, who went to Nevada, and he started out decent, 6-7 with a loss in a bowl, but then 5-7, 4-8. Looks like he lost all 3 out of conference games this past season. Yeah, it's kind of a shame. He wasn't a great defensive coordinator in all actuality. I think he kind of benefited from that 2027 run just being lightning. But looks like, he needs to have a better season, though, or I imagine they fire him. And then Spencer Grimm, my favorite. Don't tell the others. Offensive coordinator for us, went to Jacksonville State, and has so far hovered around 500, 5-7, but won a bowl game in 2028 with Jacksonville State. However, the AD opinion is getting kind of low, so I imagine if he doesn't turn around next season, he could find himself fired. I mean, overall, my coaching tree isn't doing great, but it's not looking too well. Andre Kapoor has the highest win percentage, and he's 14-12. So, yep, that's the current coaching tree. Alejandro Patterson was my defensive coordinator for a year. And then when I moved, he went to South Carolina to be the defensive coordinator there, and it looks like is having great success. I wanted to fire him anyway. I think I did say at the time, if I don't leave, I'm gonna fire him, which is a bit rough. But anyway. All right, so I am gonna call it there. I think what I'll do, because today is Thursday, I'll try to get one more stream in either Friday or Saturday. And that'll get us to the start of 2031. I think that'll be a good spot to pause for a little bit with the holidays and all that jazz. Because there won't be really any stream for about 2 weeks until early January. Off stream, I will. Oh, these 3 idiots still didn't sign. Come on, guys. I mean, Noel Omar might just play at that point. Okay, so in reality, I only have 12 slots. I forgot about these 3. Whoops. Or not that I forgot about them, I just thought they committed. Okay. So off stream, I will go through all of the quarterbacks, all of the transfers, and just, see what looks good. We do have a decent amount of team needs. I mean, we have, 7 conservatively. Um, we're the front runner on scales. Y'all, come on, man. What if I play him and just sit him? Man, I promised Harrison Sharp the world. I mean, it's a 10. It's what, a 10 integrity hit? Yeah, it's 10. Oh, no. I mean, it's 100 interest, man. I get that South Carolina and North Carolina are good too, but like he's ours and he wants to be a star. So if I don't play him, he may just transfer again. Oh boy. Well, on that cliffhanger, I am going to stop here. Thank you all for watching, whether live or on the VOD, which can be found on Twitch or YouTube. Special shout out to the audience on Twitch. The streams have started to get a decent amount of views, like by my standards, which is, hovering around like 50 or so. We've had a couple good videos on there, so I appreciate that support. I think my plan with the rest of this save is I'm going to try to get a couple more seasons in January, and then when the game fully launches in mid-January, I will start a new save, I think, um, and go from there. But thank you all for watching. I mean, we won the championship. Insane to believe, especially where Clemson was when I joined us. But exciting things ahead, and I hope you all will be along for the ride. But thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.